Hello and welcome to another in the series of using AI with NLEs. We're using Final Cut Pro here, and we're also going to use Motion, and we're going to do something quite clever, I think. And I think you're going to know what we're going to do as soon as I show you a spreadsheet. Okay, we've got Google Docs here, and we've got a list of names. Now, we could share this with a client and get them to fill all the names in. And if you've, like me, you've done loads of corporate and broadcast jobs where getting the exact name is a pain in the butt sometimes. So getting somebody else to fill it out, just tap it into a Google Sheet, is an easy way to do it. But we want to auto-populate these name supers directly into Final Cut Pro. We don't want to copy and paste. We don't want to kind of have anything that's going to go wrong. Also, we've got some tricky characters like Roll down there, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, and O'Brien, and I want to see if those actually go straight into Final Cut without any problems. Obviously this is a LTR language. It'd probably work well with the other way around as well. Right, let's go to Motion and I'll show you what I've built. So in Motion I built a really simple three-line name super: first, surname, job title and company, and that's all I've said. It's really simple because it does add extra commands and then tokens obviously in AI, so I'm just keeping this simple to see if it actually works. So let's hit save on that, and then we'll go over to Final Cut, and you can see I've got the name super that we've made here. Now I'm going to make 8 of those. 8 or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And then I'll export an XML. And we'll call that donor name super. Yep, that's right. Okay, and we'll save that. And then hide that. And we'll also hide Motion. Right, let's go over to Claude. I did try ChatGPT and couldn't get it to work. Hopefully Claude's going to be better. And I'm actually in Claude Projects, and Projects allows you to clump together various bits of data and have multiple context windows accessing that data. But I've only got one context window here at the moment, and I've only got one document because we need to add another. So what I'm going to do is we are going to go and find that XML. Again, we've got to go show package contents, and then simply drop that XML into Claude, and it's as easy as that. Okay, right, now I've written the prompt beforehand because it took a bit of thinking, and if there's one thing we found out from doing these experiments, and this is up to about number 11 now, and we've done loads of things. We've generated LUTs, we've flattened a multicam in Final Cut, we've done loads of things, but it's the quality of the prompt that affects everything. So I wrote this beforehand. I've given you 2 documents, a Google Sheet of names and a sample FCPXML of 8 name titles on the sequence. Please take the 8 names provided on the sheet and replace each of the 8 with one line: name, surname, with, let's just say, one line of name, surname, job title and company. So the first title should be Sarah Chen, the last Thomas O'Brien. Please output the whole XML in the same format as supplied. Do not use placeholder code. Do not split into chunks. Yeah, because we know that AI has a habit of going, well, you've had that already, I'm just going to give you the stuff that's changed. Right, is this going to work? Hopefully it will do. Let's hit the button. I'll help you modify the XML. The customer job title, I'll maintain the exact XML structure. Okay, now I don't know why, but it's not giving me the preview window. So let me spin forward to when I've got the preview window working. Okay, I've told it off, and let's try again. Please use the artifact window. I'll create an artifact with the modeled FCP content. I don't know why sometimes it writes the XML in the context window and sometimes it writes it in the artifact window. And also what we've seen before is you can actually update the artifact window by just telling it to keep going, which hopefully won't be needed with this because it looks like it is writing all the bits and pieces, which is really good. Now, I know you could write a Python script that would do this, would reference a file you put in the folder and kick the bits out. But what I'm trying to do is just show how easy it is with AI. And there you go, it's done it. And hopefully, okay, so let's, we're going to copy contents. Then we are going to go back into that. Yep, I'm going to open that with text edit. And then just to show that those are the actual blank ones. So it's first name, yeah, job title. So I'm going to go delete all that, push all that in, file, save again, because I always do that. I don't know why. Yep, that's fine. Now we're going to go back to Final Cut Pro. And before I do anything, I'm just going to rename the original, so we don't get two sequences named the same and it could confuse it. So this is our original, 8 titles on the timeline, file, import XML, donor name, super, import, and we're going to look at that. And there we go. Sarah, Marcus, Elena, we've got the accent on the A, James, Diana, Robin Anderson, and Thomas O'Brien. So a really quick way to replace graphics. I've done this before. There's been a few products that were early on with Final Cut Pro 7 and Motion that you could bulk build graphics. Obviously, all those went away when we went to Final Cut Pro 10. But I hope this shows where I think AI and NLEs are going. It's, you know, manipulation of data using text. There's no copy and paste. So, as I said, we had our client tap all the name supers out for us. They've got all the spellings correct, the job titles. And if you've done this doing a corporate, you know how difficult it is. People get business cards or people have gone, they have to get their job titles. It's just a really easy way of getting the data into Final Cut Pro. And then you can take those graphics and copy them, paste them into or onto your master that you've got. You probably wouldn't want to take the whole master into Claude because, again, you're using tokens. And as I said, yes, possibly the best way to do this would be to write a Python script and run that in a folder with the XML and get it to do a replace. But I mean, what's interesting here is I just said first and surname in the placeholder template from Motion, and it's replaced the first and the surnames with a space between them exactly as it's done it. So there's no kind of like manual setting of where the surname sits in relation to the first name. That's all done in one hit. Really interesting and possibly really useful. I mean, is the workflow is robust enough to use it in an ongoing commercial environment? Possibly not at the moment, but these are the first steps, just trying to prove what you can do with AI. And, you know, we've come a long way. It's now kind of, you know, number 11 of these. We've done loads of things. And the video that we did with the LUTs caused a lot of, it was a lot of views, 20,000 plus views, loads of comments. People said it couldn't be done. So the next video is going to be doing more LUTs generated by AI. So why don't you subscribe to that so you'll know when it's available. It's going to be a good one, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.